Eastern Cape Premier Oscar Mabuyane has visited the East London home of councilor Nanziwe Rulashe following a shooting in the early hours of this morning. Police say an unknown suspect gained access to the property and fired several shots through her bedroom window. This comes after a recent video emerged showing her being manhandled by security at the council offices. Mabuyane has called on police to speed up their investigations into the attack. The Premier has also vowed to act with others to ensure that Rulashe's safety is secured. Well, let's talk more about this then. We're joined tonight by political analyst Ongama Mtimga. Ongama, a very good evening to you. Welcome to News at Prime. So, very dramatic developments all around one councillor. First, that video of her being assaulted, essentially, in the council offices. Now, shots fired at her house. Very difficult to not link the two, isn't it?
Yeah, it's very difficult, Tembekile. And also, the details that came when we were dealing with the humiliating video were questions of whether or not there was more to the spat between first the portfolio chair and her director, and how did it relate with the broader politics of the municipality. And I think that with this attack now, it appears that there may be a lot more at play here, and questions that are arising out of my mind are to what extent does what has happened to the councillor imply that there is something bigger than an issue of differences between her and the director of strategic planning in her municipality, because that was the base issue at the beginning. And obviously, I mean, I doubt that the way in which the officials acted in the first instance would, be in the manner that we saw if there wasn't a link to the political dynamics of the municipality. And to what extent that linked to broader politics of the ANC in the province is an interesting thing which needs to be followed up in the coming days as we ponder what's happening there.
And to stress again, at this point, no official link drawn between the shooting at Councillor Rulashe's home in the early hours of this morning and her being dragged out of council offices. But she did say, when she spoke to Kathy Mutlatlana a day after we saw that video, that she was concerned for her safety. And now the ANC saying it will do what it can, according to its chairperson in the Eastern Cape, Oscar Mabuyane, to keep her safe. But how do they do that, given that all of this is happening at her place of work, much of it at least?
Yeah, it's an interesting one. I mean, portfolio councillors, in my understanding, don't have security detail, but it looks like in the way that she, given the risks that she's facing, obviously her security needs to be beefed up. Why that has to be done that has to be a discussion at the level of the party as opposed to the municipality, Tembekile, should tell us something about what is happening there. Why hasn't the municipality actually beefed up security for her after she felt that her life was threatened? Has there been anything undertaken at the level of the municipality? Was there an offer for her security to be boosted, or which perhaps she may have refused, given the fact that she implicated in fact, she said the security guards, personnel, cited mandate from the director of security in the previous incidents. So she might, if the municipality did offer security, it may be that it's a question of refusing that. But it's interesting that it has to be a discussion beyond the level of the municipality that has to, take responsibility for their security.
Let's speak for a moment, Ongama, about why it is that municipalities in this country are such a contested space. Because even in the context of political killings, for example, in KwaZulu-Natal, just on the program last night, we were speaking to the IFP about a speaker who's been killed there. A lot of the political violence in this country happens very much at municipal level.
Sure. The reason why this is the case, first of all, the incidents tend to arise from political processes. One, around candidate selection processes leading to an election. However, in Amathole, that region has already gone to conference last year. And secondly, the municipal elections have already passed. So, which then leaves possibly dynamics leading to the provincial conference of the ANC to be the second generator of these acts of violence. As I was saying, I mean, we don't know what the details are at this stage, but the tendency is these two main drivers. Municipal elections, where candidate selection and competition over who's going to secure a ward council or the governance of a municipality, the political leadership of a municipality, and then secondly, on party political processes. The only thing that's pending currently is the conference of the ANC in the province, and how Rulashe, or in fact how this spat links to that, could be a stretch at this stage in terms of the information that's available, but there is a need to look into those dynamics. This is a very unstable municipality, Tembi. It's been so for a long time, and there was hope that with this current, the change in leadership from the previous administration that had failed to pay salaries at some point, there would be some stability, and it looks like it's still elusive.
Why has it been so badly run? Because Councillor Rulashe, in speaking to us, was saying, in fact, to Kathy, that the meeting where she realized perhaps all things came to a head between her and the HOD was a strategic planning meeting, which I would have imagined was supposed to work out some of the very issues you've just alluded to.
Absolutely, because her department, the HOD's department, and the department that she plays oversight over, is in charge of the IDP, and in municipal processes, the budget and service delivery implementation plan are influenced by the IDP. First of all, why there was this clash between, in fact, refusal to cooperate or some mutual mistrust between her and her director is interesting in itself, which led to the culmination of things in that meeting where she was saying this thing started, is a problem, which makes one ask this question of to what extent are the political dynamics in that municipality influencing this, because it turns out that the councillor Rulashe, had complained about the non-cooperation or alleged non-cooperation of her director, and it seems like there is definitely a case also of the fine line between the political and the administrative side of municipal leadership.
Gunman, thank you very much for your time tonight on News at Prime.